Right after the senator called for Trump assassination, she got hit with a huge dose of karma. Democratic Missouri State Senator Maria Chappelle-Nadal said she hoped President Trump would be assassinated in a Facebook comment on Thursday. Her comment was quickly deleted, but other users saved a screenshot while it was still up. Chappelle-Nadal admitted to posting the comment in an interview with the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, but added, "I didn't mean what I put up. Absolutely not. I was very frustrated. Things have got to change." Fellow Democrats were not sympathetic and called for her resignation. U.S. Senator Claire McCaskill said, "I condemn it. It's outrageous. And she should resign." U.S. Representative William Lacy Clay said, "Calling for the assassination of the president is a federal crime. She is an embarrassment to our state. She should resign immediately." Missouri Democratic Party Chair Stephen Weber said, "The party will absolutely not tolerate calls for the assassination of the president. I believe she should resign." Missouri Senate Democratic Caucus leader Senator Jana Walsh said, "She should be ashamed of herself for adding her voice to this toxic environment. You know it's bad when even the Democrats are saying you took it too far." Despite her colleagues urging her to resign, Chappelle-Nadal said, "I am not resigning. What I said was wrong, but I am not going to stop talking about what led to that, which is the frustration and anger that many people across America are feeling right now." Christina Schmidt, the special agent in charge of the Secret Service's St. Louis office, said that the service is looking into this. "This is the state of politics that we're in right now, folks, where elected officials are now publicly hoping for the president to be assassinated. It's getting real ugly out there. We know the MSM isn't going to advertise this story, so that's why we're asking you to share.
Here we stand, open arms, this is home.
They're back. North Korea releases new sick plan to destroy America. North Korea has again shown who they truly are in their latest propaganda posters. They show their country bombing the USA as their answer to UN sanctions against the country. The posters see Pyongyang destroying the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. with the quote, "Our answer." In the other propaganda poster, dozens of bombs fall over a burning map of the U.S., also saying that the entire U.S. is within the range of their missiles. The three posters were made by Pyongyang mouthpiece Korean Central News Agency. Many military officers have said it's horrific, but it is unimaginable that the U.S. would allow dictator Kim Jong-un to develop missiles that could reach American soil. North Korea has claimed to have developed intercontinental ballistic missiles capable of targeting any place in the United States. But weapons experts believe they still need to create a nuclear device small and light enough to fit on the missile without affecting its range, but to do that, they must make a sixth test of the long-range missile. These posters are the latest escalating threats of a nuclear war by North Korea. North Korea seems to be bipolar, but President Trump's tough stance has made Kim Jong-un think twice about making any more threats to the U.S. Let us know what you think and share this report 10,000 times.
Here we stand, open arms, this is home.
Stop the attacks. The media was just caught in a massive bias scandal over Trump's speech. This is sick. President Trump has been hammered non-stop for his comments on Tuesday condemning both white supremacists and alt-left groups at the Charlottesville rally. Reaffirming his belief that both sides were to blame for the violent clashes that resulted in the death of one woman, the president inflamed critics on the left and even some Republicans. One line from his talk particularly incensed critics. "Okay, what about the alt-left that came charging at us? This would mean that President Trump was in some way identifying with white nationalist protesters." Politico's journalist Annie Carney pointed it out on Twitter. "Just notice the use of us in this transcript." From there it was noted by journalists from the New York Times, the Washington Post, and other media outlets, except the transcript containing that dialogue was wrong. President Trump did not say us, he most likely said After reviewing the transcript and the original video, Politico issued an update saying, "Okay, what about the out-left that came charging at indiscernible dash excuse me, what about the out-left that came charging at the, as you say, the alt-right? Do they have any semblance of guilt?" The update was also issued by some of the critics, but the damage is done. For just one example, take a look at Maggie Haberman's tweet of Trump using us versus her retraction tweet. The us tweet has 1,565 retweets and 2,844 likes, and the retraction has 406 retweets and 728 likes. Ian Miles Cheong from the Daily Caller picked up the inconsistency early. Listened. It definitely does not sound like charging at us. The media just got caught. Whether they did it on purpose would be hard to determine, but this small typo has fueled the flames of criticisms against the president, and it seems unlikely that many of his critics will see the error corrected.
Here we stand up in arms, this is home.
Boom. After Charlottesville, Condoleezza Rice has an important history lesson for liberals. Former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice is one of the greats when it comes to politics. Accomplished and educated, when she speaks she is well heard. Just yesterday, she made an appearance on Fox and Friends to promote her new book, Democracy: Stories from the Long Road to Freedom. She is someone who isn't ashamed of America's history. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Co-host Brian Kilmeade had this question for her. "I want to talk about where your book starts, and that is our Constitution. As an African-American woman, do you see yourself in this Constitution? Do you think that, when we look at 9 of our first 12 presidents as slave owners, should we start taking their statues down and say, 'We're embarrassed by you'?" In a word, no, Rice responded and continued, "I am a firm believer in keep your history before you. So, I don't actually want to rename things that were named after slave owners. I want us to have to look at those names, and realize what they did, and be able to tell our kids what they did and for them to have a sense of their own history." She taught liberals one important message: when you start wiping out your history, sanitizing your history to make you feel better, it's a bad thing. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and other slave owners were people of their times. What we should celebrate is that from the Jeffersons and the Washingtons as slave owners. Look at where we are now.
Here we stand up in arms, this is home.
The Democrats are ruined after Trump aims his secret weapon right at them. Despite all the commotion and bad press President Trump is getting now, surrounding the fake news about his statements about the violence in Charlottesville, he continues to kick the liberals' collective butts. The DNC is floundering and dying, unable to fundraise enough to support their candidates in the upcoming midterm elections. But still, vote. Compare that to what Trump has done, leading the charge to raise $75 million in the first 6 months of 2017. That's right, patriots. The DNC, despite all the crazy liberal protesters gathering against Trump, has only managed to raise $38.2 million. Yeah, it's a lot, but it's just a tad over half of what Trump has helped raise for the Republicans. One Democratic donor even acknowledged, "We really should be kicking their asses. And it shouldn't even be close, considering all hell is breaking loose on their side." Ain't that the truth? I think it's largely because the Democrats have no leader. Instead of rallying around a strong leader who can energize their party, they continue their failed fight of hate and denigration of Trump. It's one reason why Hillary failed. Because instead of energizing her party around her, she tried to energize America against him. And it failed. And it continues to fail. If you think Trump will lead us to victory again in 2918, comment "We will win in 2018" and share, telling all your friends to #vote 2018.
Here we stand up in arms, this is home.
After Congresswoman tries to tell Newt Gingrich that Trump supports the KKK, watch all hell break loose. Ever since the violence in Charlottesville on Saturday, liberals have been trying to blame President Trump and spreading lies about how he didn't condemn the white supremacist rally. Then, Congresswoman Donna Edwards, DMD, went on Fox News and said the unthinkable. Edwards implied that Trump pals around with the KKK and neo-Nazis and will never condemn them. After she made this sick claim, Newt Gingrich completely embarrassed her on live TV. The fireworks started when Edwards said Trump supports groups like the KKK and neo-Nazis. This made Newt Gingrich visibly angry, given his close, personal relationship with President Trump. He unloaded on her, pointing out Trump's exact words from yesterday and from when he explicitly denounced David Duke and the KKK dozens of times during the campaign.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out other videos on the channel and subscribe to watch more videos. Don't forget to like, comment and share the video if you love it. Thanks for watching, see you next time, and bye bye.